Hey, how's it going? It's me again, Phenom434. What's going on, people? All right, today I'm going to talk about what it means to be F2P or free to play. All right, and why I chose the characters I chose, and thus and the like, to be in my top team. My top team consists of Gamora, which, as you can see, her abilities, her second and third ability. If she kills, she gets another turn. And her first ability, she can strike up to 3 times the same target. So, and she packs a lot of power. A lot of power. Excellent character. Must have, in my opinion. Next, we have Quake. Quake is really good. She has several nice abilities. Her first one hits the opponent and the adjacent opponents and applies a slow, which slows them down to getting their next turn. Her second ability, Shockwave, hits and debuffs or takes away a positive effect that the opponent may have. And okay, her last ability, her third ability, Earthquake, is her AOE, Area of Effect attack. It affects all of the opponents. It applies offense down to the opponents so they don't hit as hard. It's really, really nice. As you can see, we'll bring it up. Attack all enemies for 270% damage. Apply offense down on all 5 enemies for 1 turn. And her passive is basically just enhances her focus, which lets her apply her slow or take away the positive effects they have with the shockwave. It's focus versus resistance on the opponent. If your focus is higher than the opponent's resistance, the ability goes through. If not, it doesn't. They resist. Okay. Third, and not least by any frame of the mind, is Captain America, the best tank in the game. His first ability is just a single attack, but it has the ability to chain to 1 or 2 opponents. His second ability, Inspire, is his taunt, but it also grants ability energy to 1 to 2 Avengers and grants 1 ability energy to 1 to 2 random allies. He also applies defense up to 10 allies. So if you've got Yondu on board and summoning minions with you've got your original 5. Say Yondu summons twice, maybe, in a longer battle where you have 15, 20 opponents. He can summon twice or up to 3 times. If you get up to 10 allies, Captain America will give defense up to all of them. Really, really great ability right there. And this ability right here, his next one, Shield Throw, is a debuff, but it's also a chain. It'll clear 1 to 2 positive effects. It'll chain up to 3 people. Well, up to 2 additional, the primary and 2 additional. And clearing positive effects from them as well. 2 positive effects, which is really, really nice when you get some of the Kree nodes, some of the Kree battles. They have characters that apply multiple effects to multiple characters simultaneously. So Cap is good to debuff them or take those positive effects away. Okay? And his assemble ability just buffs his block chance and block amount. The last one, level 4, he gets 10% max health. Okay? Plus 10% max health, but yeah, it rarely raises up his block. His block, which is another thing that makes him one of the best tanks in the game, because he doesn't take any damage when he blocks, or minimal. when he blocks, depending on who he blocks from. Next, we have Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Yondu's abilities are quite nice. All right, his first ability is Jagged Edge. That ability in itself is a debuff, or clearing positive effects. It clears 2 at the level I've got it at now. Okay, and you can see it does 160% damage and 20% piercing, which means it avoids the armor. Piercing damage means it avoids the armor. They get that much direct to the health. The armor doesn't matter. Second ability is Boarding Party. And that summons 1 to 2 Ravagers at 300% normal damage and 100% normal health. And it also applies offense up to all Ravager allies for 1 turn. So they come in and they get to hit pretty hard right out of the bat. Yaka Arrow. That is his AoE, or his area of effect attack. It chains to all enemies who are not in stealth for 220 undodgeable piercing damage. That means it ignores armor. It goes straight to the bone. It hurts. It's really good. Really good at clearing fields. Knocking power toughness way down. Making it easy for your other heroes to pick them off. His passive Centauri Hunter is really nice as well. On his turn, he will copy a positive effect off of one enemy and apply the effect to himself. He clears the positive effect from the enemy. And Ravager allies get plus 5% damage. So if they're still around, they get when his turn comes back around, their damage is boosted 5% on his turn. Okay? And last, in far as raid goes, is Night Nurse, the best healer in the game. Her whole kit is set up around healing except for her first ability, Self-Defense. Her first ability, like I said, applies slow. It's a nice basic attack. It has a 30% chance to apply slow for 2 turns, and once you get it maxed up, which I will soon, it goes up to 50% for 2 turns. Okay? First aid, that is, heals the lowest health ally for 3,300 health plus 20% of Night Nurse's max health. Okay, so yeah, that's somebody who's in real danger. This is her AoE, her area of effect. She heals everybody for 2,500 plus 10% and applies 2 regeneration to each ally, which is really, really nice. Gets them all back up, ready to go. Triage on turn. If the ally with the least health has less than 100% health, 20% chance to heal them for 15% of this character's max health. Okay? Which is really nice. It comes in handy on occasion. Now, the reason I chose this team as my top team is because when I started playing, I did some research. I watched other players' videos. I can't really, because of copyright issues, call their names here, but they're some of the best players in the game. I watched their videos, who they said the best raid teams were, so I was bound and determined, since they were all farmable characters, to get that raid team. Quake and Gamora, or farmable Gamora, is farmable in Blitz. Quake in Arena. Cap, you'll get to farm him relatively early, 1-6. Yondu is 1-9, I think. No, Cap is not 1-6. Cap is, let's see. You can find him at 6-9. And 5, Nexus Heroes 6-9 and Nexus 5-9. Okay, when you complete the last stage of the Heroes, that's Cap. You can farm him in those 2 places. And Yeah, Yondu, I see, like I said, is 1-9. Night Nurse has 2 places to farm her as well. As you can see, Heroes 5-8 and Villains 3-9. Okay? So like I said, my top team is completely farmable. You can get them relatively easily, and they do work well in raids. This team is probably one of the most common teams you will see in raids. Really, really good team. Okay, and now I'm going to continue this in part 2, where I will go over resources, how to manage those, and some other things, and we'll see some action in play. So, tune in just a little while for the next episode on Phenom 434's free-to-play Mobile Strike Force strategies. We'll show you how to be competitive and how to win. So if you like these videos, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. If you have anything to let me know or any suggestions, leave a comment. I'll be glad to take a look at all of them and take any suggestions very seriously. Y'all have a great night and see you soon.